Okay. Tell us why. Tell us why.
Because he's a sex trafficker. And he's
Okay.
using music and entertainment to sex traffic.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of. He's a piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids.
In her bombshell interview, where she called out several members of the Hollywood elite for their shady and occultic practices, Jaguar Wright revealed that Diddy is a trafficker for Hollywood elites, which kind of seems a bit too heavy to be entirely accurate. However, in light of the lawsuit Cassie, Diddy's ex, filed against Diddy, accusing him of saying and trafficking her, among other god-awful things, it seems like Jaguar Wright may have been onto something the rest of us were slow to catch on to. So, what did Jaguar Wright really say about Diddy? And what's the scoop on Cassie's allegations of Diddy in the lawsuit she filed? If you're curious about just how deep this whole Diddy BS runs, take a seat while we uncover all the dirty details.
But their father is the fucking devil. He the fucking devil.
In her interview with Real Life Production, Jaguar Wright accused Diddy of trafficking for Hollywood elites, hosting strange parties where only SX and money change hands, and killing off anyone who attempted to expose him. Now, on any day, these are serious allegations to make against another person. But for a person as rich and powerful as Diddy, making statements like that is like putting a target on your back. But Jaguar Wright either doesn't care or isn't afraid of Diddy, and a good reason for that is the things she says about him. They're very likely true. Diddy has a long history of abusing his power and status to make life a living hell for practically everyone around him, and Jaguar Wright made sure to spill all the tea in that bombshell interview. She made some disturbing allegations against Diddy, where she accused him of using his power as the owner of Bad Boy Entertainment to harass his staff and upcoming artists into performing intimate acts with him just to feed his ego. She talked about how once, a female lawyer working with Bad Boy Entertainment confided in her about walking in on Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Diddy in exchange for a demo deal. According to Jaguar, the female lawyer, whose identity she concealed to protect her, was a brilliant young woman on her way to an even more brilliant career. She was a wonderful woman, and she was a brilliant attorney, and she thought she was signing up for the ride of her life. You know, she was gonna be head of legal at Bad Boy Entertainment and be a female. Like, that was a big deal. Until she accidentally walked in her boss's office and caught him getting head from a movie star, which he said was done for nothing more than an exercise of power. She was so traumatized by that experience that she had to leave the company. But what that lawyer experienced pales compared to what Cassie went through at Diddy's hands, evidenced by the court documents from the lawsuit she filed against him on November 16th. Cassie accused Diddy of harassing, assaulting, and controlling her for over 10 years. And that's putting it mildly.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I was in a dark place for a few years, you know what I'm saying? And I have to give a special thank you, shout out, thank you, all that love. I gotta give a special thank you to the people that was really like there for me. Bishop T.D. Jakes, my chief of staff, Christina Coram, KK, Lorianne Gibson, keeping me free. Yeah, and also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
In 2022, when Diddy received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards, he made this heartfelt speech, giving shout-outs to everyone who was there for him over the years, including Cassie, whom he praised for holding him down. But the truth is, Cassie was allegedly the one being held under Diddy's violent behavior and sick fantasies. The court documents revealed that Cassie endured dark times with Diddy, where she was trapped in a cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. Some of the abusive things listed in the document that Diddy inflicted on Cassie, who is referred to as Ms. Ventura throughout the document, include Sayed Ms. Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him, often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Ms. Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Ms. Ventura, forced Ms. Ventura to engage in sex with male workers, off and filming he encounters, ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive whom he learned was nearby, demanded that Ms. Ventura to carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduced Ms. Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance abuse and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. It was so much dirt in there that the lawsuit had a trigger warning on the front page. Now, you know lawyers are one of those who have witnessed all types of nasty, downright dark stuff. So, for them to feel triggered by Cassie's case, you know, it was a lot. Keep in mind that Cassie and Diddy first met in 2005, when she was 19 and he was 35. That was when she got signed to Bad Boy Records, eager to begin her music career and make a name for herself, only to find herself in a toxic, substance-fueled, predatory relationship with a man who was almost twice her age and several times more powerful than her. When Cassie initially started hearing rumors that Diddy might be interested in her, she actually expressed disgust at the idea of hooking up with someone that much older than her. This was back in 2006, when Diddy invited Cassie to perform his track Come to Me with him at the MTV Europe Music Awards in Copenhagen, Denmark. However, Diddy allegedly made sure he inserted himself into Cassie's life by playing a father figure role to her, inviting himself to her personal space like her 21st birthday party, and at one point reprimanding her for staying out late while clubbing with her friends. Diddy also allegedly started drugging Cassie by 2007, and as a young artist trying to break out in the music industry, Cassie reportedly couldn't refuse Diddy's demands. The court documents also narrate how Diddy exerted influence over Cassie's career by offering her irresistible opportunities to make it big in the industry and asking for obedience and loyalty in return. Obedience and loyalty here, of course, means allowing Diddy complete control over her private and professional life and indulging every one of his whims and caprices. According to court documents, people around Cassie and Diddy often witnessed Diddy's violence towards her, but nobody could speak up because they were all too afraid of Diddy.
He saw this white woman. It was bottles on bottles on bottles around her. It was lit. Puff jumped out. Me and Cassie sitting next to each other. My wife right here, Cassie right here. The nigga jumped off the bar, came over and said, yo, Cassie, tomorrow, I want you to shave the side of your head. And I was like,
It brings to mind this video where an associate of Diddy was narrating how Cassie started wearing this hairstyle. At the time, it seemed like Cassie was trying out this new, edgy style that was maybe a little out of character for her, but was ultimately a serve, so all is well. Now, we know that the reason why Cassie wore that hairstyle was that Diddy saw it on another woman, and immediately thought, I have to make Cassie do this. How Cassie responded shows she was under heavy control and manipulation by Diddy. I mean, nobody's boyfriend randomly tells them to shave off their gorgeous hair, and then they respond with, what boyfriend wants, boyfriend gets. So, it tells us how much Diddy had manipulated and gaslighted her into believing she had to obey all his demands. We see another example of how Cassie was manipulated into carrying out every wish Diddy could think of in another section of the court documents that discloses how Diddy started trafficking Cassie. Diddy allegedly began asking Cassie to participate in an act he called voyeurism that involved her performing certain acts with other men in Diddy's presence, which Diddy said would turn him on if he saw her with another D. The first time, Mr. Combs hired a man and brought the man to his home in Los Angeles. The man, Mr. Combs, and Ms. Ventura wore masquerade masks and ingested drugs. Mr. Combs directed Ms. Ventura to perform certain acts with this man while Mr. Combs watched them. Off while he directed Ms. Ventura and the man to do specific acts. Despite Cassie's objections, Diddy allegedly started arranging these meetings and calling them freak-offs or FOs. He would randomly call Cassie and ask her for an FO, leaving the arrangement of the location and the hiring of male actors to Cassie. Sometimes, according to the court documents, Diddy asked for these FOs as often as every week. During these FOs, all the participants, including Diddy and Cassie, would be highly intoxicated. Mr. Combs always supplied Ms. Ventura and the male actors with copious amounts of drugs before and during the FOs. Sometimes, Diddy would allegedly get so intoxicated that he would hit Cassie in the presence of the male actors. The worst part was that despite Cassie deleting any video or picture evidence of these FOs, Diddy allegedly insisted that she kept them for his pleasure.
I know, check this out, on the up and up, the nigga Puff, like he called, we should kick it on the telephone and shit, after the main shit.
Right.
And be like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like, not the shit that y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow.
Oh, you kidding me, yo?
Like penetration pictures and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Phil.
all that. And I said, yo, you girl, like, you really, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything. Back and was like, yo, thanks, man. Yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, will you? And I said, you know, like, because they know, like, if something crazy is going on, if they send it to me, I'll make sure it get out there. Like, as far as this video.com is concerned.
Yeah, yep.
And those other properties. So they sent it to me. But, you know, I really kind of, like, those photographs was not happening because of Cassie. I felt like they was happening because of Puffy.
Right. Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because when a girl moves from a man and she upgrades, niggas be insecure, you know what I'm saying? They start feeling some kind of way, especially like whoever the guy was she was with in the photos versus where Puffy's at. He ain't no slouch, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's been able to take advantage of all the suckers.
This explains how 50 Cent came into possession of some explicit pictures and videos of Cassie in 2010. 50 allegedly received these pictures of Cassie being penetrated by guys from random men, and he sent them to Diddy. When Diddy received the photos, he expressed that he had no problems with them. And this made 50 believe Diddy already knew about them, and Cassie was doing it because of Diddy. So, 50 is saying that some random men sent him pictures of Cassie. He thought it was messed up and sent Diddy the pics to let him know what was up. Diddy wasn't bothered by it, which made 50 think Cassie was doing it because of Diddy, and the other men are laughing like buffoons. Another person said, Diddy is nasty. So basically, he planted stuff around to blackmail her and potentially even traffic her to other men in the industry. He knew damn well he sent those photos. What does a young girl like Cassie look like sleeping with these dirty old men? He is disgusting. Now, 50 Cent has always had beef with Diddy because he sees Diddy as a nasty, power-grabbing narcissist. 50 has called Diddy out on his behavior several times for sacrificing others to get ahead in the music industry. Despite Diddy and Biggie being close associates, Diddy did not want Biggie outshining him, so he had to act fast and nip it in the bud. Still, Diddy continued to profit off Biggie's legacy for decades in the name of honoring his fallen mate. It reached a point when 50 had just had enough of Diddy's pretentiousness regarding Biggie. After yet another release of a track sampling Biggie's sound, 50 Cent called Diddy out, saying, "This is just getting disrespectful. This song doesn't really remind me of Biggie in any way, except for having the puffy background dancing and ad-libs intro that almost destroy a good song." While we can't verify if Diddy actually ordered the hit that took Biggie out, it does seem rather strange that someone as close to Diddy as his bodyguard would come out to say such horrible things about him if those things weren't true. So, Diddy doing all that after allegedly having a hand in Biggie's death is the height of manipulation. And if it seems like Uncle Ron is just a disgruntled former employee looking for clout, then wait till you hear what Jaguar Wright had to say about Diddy sacrificing others.
I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Mm. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only two left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the...
According to Jaguar Wright, it is not a coincidence that everyone who started Uptown Records with Diddy somehow ended up dead or almost dead under very mysterious circumstances. She mentioned Al B. Sure, Heavy D, Andre Harrell, and Kim Porter, all of whom started Uptown Records with Diddy, and all of whom, except Al B. Sure, are now dead. And even crazier is the fact that, according to Jaguar Wright, these people all died when they were in the middle of writing a tell-all book about their lives and careers, which would of course include Diddy. So they either slipped into a coma and died, or, in the case of Kim Porter, who was also Diddy's ex, caught a bug and died from pneumonia. Meanwhile, initial police records allegedly claimed that her death was a homicide and that her autopsy revealed toxins in her body. Many people believe Diddy outright killed Kim Porter because he had allegedly ordered her casket weeks before she even passed away. Also, her suddenly catching a bug and dying from pneumonia is sus because at least her kids and close friends would have known she had pneumonia before it got so bad that she had to die. One person said, "I truly believe P. Diddy offed that lady. It's so sad because that's the mother of his sons, man, like come on." Another said, "I never believed for 1 second Kim had pneumonia and died from it. She was a model for over 20 years. There's no way she didn't know her body." The amount of deviousness and cold-heartedness it takes to plan your baby mama's death for months is genuinely unbelievable. But if Diddy could do that, it explains why Cassie could not escape from him for 10 years. According to the court documents, whenever Cassie tried to leave, Diddy would have his network trace her and lure her back. He allegedly once bought the entire security footage of a hotel where he held one of his FOs with Cassie and beat her up. Even when she did manage to start a little romance with Kid Cudi, Diddy allegedly got so jealous that he blew up Kid Cudi's car. I don't know, but it seems like Diddy wouldn't have objected to Kid Cudi accidentally being in the car at the time he blew it up so he could take out his op in a tidy little accident. But Diddy's abuse and manipulation did not stop at the women in his life. It also extended to the men.
If Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and sex. I hope it was for money.
According to Jaguar Wright, Diddy frequently hosts gay parties where young men in the industry are invited and abused in exchange for money and fame. One such example is the young artist that a female lawyer found performing oral sex on Diddy in his office, which Jaguar Wright disclosed in her interview. She also claimed that at gay parties, other male members of the Hollywood elite, like Will Smith, would attend and engage in different sexual acts with other men. Diddy himself has admitted to introducing artists like Usher to the adult lifestyle when they were still minors. Also, remember when Diddy invited Fabulous to one of his parties? Fabulous later came out to say, the party, which had only men in attendance, was so erotically charged that he had to lie that he was going to the bathroom just to get out of there. Seeing everything Jaguar Wright said about Diddy play out in real time makes fans believe Diddy really did everything, or at least most of what he has been accused of. One fan said, listening to this again after hearing that Cassie is filing a lawsuit against Diddy for SA and abuse and all types of other things. Jaguar Wright was speaking the truth. With everything coming out about Diddy in the last few months, some believe karma has finally gotten to him and he will finally go down for his crimes. I am excited for his downfall. I need to see him get something similar like R. Kelly. Karma, hurry the F up, honey. I'm waiting. Well, I'm surprised he evaded the Me Too movement, but Diddy has evaded his karma for too long, and it's all hitting him at once now. Justice for Cassie. Hell, justice for Kim Porter too. No telling the secrets she died with. However, some also believe that what we think we know about Diddy does not even begin to scratch the surface of what he has done behind the scenes. And you know what? That's not even an outrageous thought. Earlier this year, Diddy started giving all his Bad Boy Records artists their music rights back and paying off whoever needed to be paid off. And check this out. As damning as Cassie's civil lawsuit is, you would expect that Diddy would countersue her for defamation or something like that. Nope. Instead, barely 24 hours after she filed the lawsuit, Diddy and his lawyers agreed to settle out of court. The amount of settlement money both parties agreed to is unknown, but you can bet you're behind it's a hefty sum. Rumors have it that Cassie previously declined a $30 million offer from Diddy to not disclose anything about their relationship or take him to court. So, who knows how much worse it would have been if the case had gone to court. Fans on X seem to agree with this, saying, "I just know that Cassie's settlement amount was simply extraordinary. Kudos to Cassie. Diddy went from saying she was trying to extort him to settling in 24 hours. He didn't just do what she said, he's done so much more." Settlement in 24 hours proves that Diddy is guilty by admission of guilt. It's all true, and he didn't want more tea out. That amount of power to shell out a settlement and continue being dangerous is insane. But do y'all make out of all this? Do you agree with Jaguar's allegations against Diddy that he is a trafficker for Hollywood elites? Or is there some other side to the story that we should be looking at? Let us know in the comments. That's all for today, and we'll see you next time.